and welcome to Hindu Through Questions. This is an initiative of Civil's Right to solve all possible questions that can be asked from today's Hindu paper. If you have completed reading today's Hindu, solve these questions and challenge yourself. Press the subscribe button and click the bell icon to receive questions that we post every day in the morning. Let's get into the first question. The question had been asked because in the news in today's editorial. The editorial makes a strong argument for establishing a separate High Court for Pondicherry. As per constitutional provisions, Article 229, Article 230, and Article 231 are the three provisions that are relevant. Article 229 says, in case of a common High Court for two or more states, the administrative expenses shall be shared between the states. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Article 230 places the power to extend the jurisdiction of a High Court in the hands of the Parliament. Article 230 says that the Parliament may by law extend the jurisdiction of a High Court to another union territory. Hence, statement 2 is wrong because the statement mentions precedent. Article 231 says, in case of establishment of a separate High Court for a union territory, it shall be met out of the Consolidated Fund of India and not from the Consolidated Fund of the Union Territory. Hence, the third statement is correct. The right option here is option D. Now, let's move to the second question. The question had been asked in the context of news in today's national page in Hindu newspaper. The news discusses about the direction of the High Court to reinstate Mr. Ramesh Kumar as the State Election Commissioner of Andhra Pradesh. Article 243K is the relevant article here for our discussion. As per this constitutional provision, the State Election Commissioner is guaranteed security from his removal since he can only be removed in the same manner as that of the Judge of the High Court, which means that his removal process is governed as per a law and not by the state legislature. Hence, statement 2 is incorrect. The same article also says that the State Election Commissioner's tenure and conditions of service shall be decided by the state legislature. Hence, the first statement is correct. So, the right answer is option A. Now, let's move to the third question. The question has been asked because of the today's news in front page. The news pertains to the Rajasthan's High Court interim order with regard to the anti-defection proceedings initiated by the Speaker of the Assembly. The relevant article for our discussion here is Article 212. It prevents the courts from intervention into a proceeding under consideration in state legislative assembly. This article ensures to restrict unnecessary interference of one organ into the affairs of another organ. This safeguard ensures the separation of power principle holds good. This article has been upheld and has been reiterated in the landmark Kilhito-Holahan vs. Zaichilu judgment, in which the powers and competence of the Speaker of State Legislature has been the subject matter of dispute. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is wrong because state legislature has no role or powers to discuss the conduct of judges. The power lies only with the Parliament. Hence, the correct answer to this question is option A. Now, let's move to the fourth question. This question has been asked because of the editorial that discusses about the spirit of rule of law in the government's action in J&K. It is essential we understand a basic idea about the philosophy of the rule of law. The philosophy is the reason behind constitution-based polities in the world. In making and giving a constitution to ourselves, we the people of India have agreed to follow the constitution. It means that we have agreed that all are equal before the eyes of the law. And this includes government as well. So, as per this principle, governments are answerable to the people about any particular course of action. Only then people can hold the government accountable for its action, ensuring rule of law. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 refers to the creation of a separate court to try administrative officials. This special treatment violates the principle of rule of law since the laws are applied differently to officials and hence it is not correct. Ensuring access to justice is a strategy to ensure rule of law in case if any person has been wrong and hence statement 3 is also correct. The spirit of abiding by the law is the essence of rule of law. If a citizen abide by laws, then life and property can be safeguarded. Hence, this statement is also appropriate under the principle of rule of law. Hence, the correct answer to this question is option B. Now, let's move to the fifth question. This question has been asked because of the news in today's business page. It is a factual question for which the correct answer is option D. The other three functions are core activities of SEBI, whereas the last one is not. Hence, the right answer is D. Now, let's move to the reading comprehension questions. Kindly pause the video to read and comprehend the passage. Now, let's move to the questions. The passage nowhere talks about one objective of higher education given more importance than the other. Hence, statement 1 is wrong. The passage does not blame the institution for problems. The first paragraph merely points out to the realities in higher education institutions and it does not blame anybody. Hence, this statement is also wrong. So, the right answer is option D. Now, let's move to the next question. The second para says that even the bright students learn the skills only after they join the industry. Hence, first statement is incorrect. The second statement is correct because the paragraph places importance on other aspects of students' life such as development of skills and internships as well. Hence, the right answer is option B. Now, let's move to the CSAT question. Coming to the CSAT question, it reads as follows. The average weight of 9 persons is 50 kg. The total weight therefore is 9 into 50, that is 450. Average weight of first 5 persons is 45. Hence the total weight is 45 into 5, which is 225. The average weight of last 5 persons is 55 kg. So their total weight would be 275 kg. When you add both these weights, you'll get the total weight, but the weight of fifth person is counted twice. So when you add both, you'll be getting 500. When you subtract this from the total weight, you would get the weight of the fifth person. That is 500 minus 450. The weight of the fifth person is 50 kg. So the answer is option C. Now let's move to the practice questions. We have given you two mains practice questions for today. The first question reads as follows. The COVID crisis presents us with opportunities to bridge the gulf between the university curriculum and the actual job requirements. So this question is from GS3. The second question is, discuss the constitutional enshrinement of the principle of rule of law. So this is from GS2. You can write answers to both these questions and post in the comments below. Hope this session has been useful to you. If you like our session, please give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel to get more videos. Thank you.